This video in a playlist, and this video is brought to you by Exfoliage. We sell knives and oil. These videos have 3 different purposes. One is to talk to you about an oil that Young Living sells, supplements. The second thing is to talk to you about the Bible, and the third one is to talk to you about the law. And we do it really fast. So today's episode is going to be on lactose intolerance. Young Living recommends, well, this is what it says. It says lactose intolerance is the inability of the body to fully digest lactose, which is a sugar found in the cow's milk and other dairy products. Symptoms of lactose intolerance include abdominal pain, bloating, and diarrhea, nausea, and gas. And what Young Living recommends for such a condition is lemongrass. It says lemongrass is reported to help eliminate the lactic acid from fermentation. It says to add 1 to 2 drops of lemongrass to 1 teaspoon of honey and swallow it. You could also do 1 to 2 drops to any like rice or milk, almond milk, any milk but cow's milk. I like cashew milk and almond milk. Soy's a little sweet. Okay. We also sell those empty tubes. You can put some in there. And you can use it topically. Lemongrass right on your stomach, right on your abdomen. Okay. Supplements that we offer, which would be all these essential oils, like in a pill, we offer a $49 bottle called Allerzyme, and it has ginger root, peppermint, juniper, fennel, lemongrass, and anise patchouli right in there. We have a $60 pill called Essential Zyme. That's got a lot of the same things, plus it's also got some bee pollen in it, tarragon, rosemary, all the anise and ginger. That's all like soothing to your belly. Okay, and so that's the Young Living part, and then we have the Bible part. I thought we would do circumcision. This is what it says. Amendment 14, this is from the law, because we talk about the law in these videos too. Amendment 14 says, no state shall deprive any person of life, liberty, or property without the due process of law. Okay, and then I have a note that says, if we consider foreskin a piece of your property, then nobody can deprive you of that, okay, without due process. It was exploitation, I'm sorry. Okay, this is what the Bible says. John 7:23, if a man on the Sabbath day receives circumcision, that the law of Moses should not be broken, and you're angry at me because I made a man whole, every whit whole on the Sabbath day. Romans, I think it's 2:25, circumcision profiteth if you keep the law. If you keep the righteousness of the law, your uncircumcision will count as circumcision. Being a real Jew is not an outwardly fleshy thing, but inwardly, that of the heart and spirit. Genesis 17, lines 12 and 13, does say that the covenant of circumcision was a covenant that if you did it on the day 8 of the baby's life, it was a covenant that's probably still valid. Day 3 is a fucking war crime, but day 8 is a covenant. Genesis 17:12, he that is 8 days old shall be circumcised, every man-child in your generations, he that is born in the house or bought with money of a stranger, which is not of thy seed. He that is born in the house and bought with money must needs be circumcised, that my covenant shall be in your flesh for an everlasting covenant. Okay? Now, down in the New Testament, there was a lot of bloodshed in that old covenant of Saul. There was like animal blood, and then baby penis blood, and then Jesus blood. But Acts 15:5 says there rose up a certain sect of the Pharisees which believed, saying, that it was needful to circumcise them to keep the law of Moses. We know it's not medically necessary insurance fraud, and if it's not done on date, it's not even your religion, and if you cannot afford an attorney, one will be provided for you. Here's something from the law. Section 242 of Title 18 makes it a crime for any person acting under color of any law to willfully deprive a person of a right or privilege. You want to say a body part? Protected by the Constitution or laws of the United States. For this purpose of Section 242, acts under color of law include acts not only done by federal, state, or local officials within their lawful authority, but also acts done beyond the bounds of the official's lawful authority, if the acts are done while the official is purporting or pretending to act in the performance of his or her official duties. Persons acting under color of law within the meaning of the statute include police officers, prison guards, other law enforcement officials, judges, care providers, public health facilities, and others who are acting as public officials. It is not necessary that the crime be motivated by animus toward the race, religion, color, sex, handicap, familiar status, or national origin. And this offense is punishable by a range of imprisonment up to life term or death penalty, depending on the circumstances of the crime and the resulting injury, if any. Title 18, U.S. Code, Section 242. Whoever, under the color of any law, statute, ordinance, regulation, or custom, willfully subjects any person in any state, territory, commonwealth, possession, or district to the deprivation of any rights, privileges, immunities secured or protected by the Constitution or laws of the United States shall be fined under this title and imprisoned not more than 1 year or both. And if bodily injury results from the acts committed in the violation of this section, or if such acts include the use, attempted use, or threatened use of a dangerous weapon, explosives, fire, shall be fined under this title or imprisoned not more than 10 years or both. And if death results from the acts committed in the violation of this section, or if such acts include kidnapping or an attempt to kidnap, aggravated sexual abuse, or an attempt to commit aggravated sexual abuse, or an attempt to kill, shall be fined under this title or imprisoned for any term of years, or for life, or both, or may be sentenced to death. U.S. Code 96 is racketeering, influence, and corrupt organizations. 18 U.S. Code Chapter 115 is treason, sedition, subversive activities. 10 U.S. Code 694 is hazing. 18 U.S. Code 1341 is fraud, swindles, subversive theft, treason, sedition, and counterfeiting securities. 18 U.S. Code 1031, major fraud. 18 U.S. Code 249, hate crimes. 18 U.S. Code 1792, mutiny and riot. 10 U.S. Code 916, Article 116, riot, breach of peace. 18 U.S. Code Chapter 113C, torture. 18 U.S. Code 1091, genocide. U.S. Code 242, deprivation of rights under color of law. 18 U.S. Code 2381, treason. 50 U.S. Code 1520, restrictions on the use of human subjects for testing of chemical and biological agents. 18 U.S. Code 2441, war crimes. 18 U.S. Code 241, conspiracy against rights. 18 U.S. Code 373, solicitation to commit a crime of violence. 18 U.S. Code 1962, prohibited activities. U.S. Code 2332B, acts of terrorism transcending national bounds.